Yo, 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 what up, everyone? This is the big unit in the house. As you can see, here is the track. I just did 10 times 1,200 meters. What I do is I set on my Garmin Forerunner, I set a auto lap alert for every 0.75 of a mile, and then it auto sets. And I'm doing things the old school way. I feel like I'm doing things the Mark Allen, Dave Scott, the guy who does it kind of the closest to the 80s, you know? I'm out here, obviously still in Italy, and so my wife, we've got one car. She needs the car to take Leo to daycare every day. So I basically have my bike. My bike is my car. My bike is my automobile. And so where I'm staying, it's all hills. So I got all hills by my house, which is great for Ironman strength, but once a week, I gotta get that speed in. And so let me show you. I ride my bike here to the track. I ride my bike here to the track. I bring all the bottles I need, and then I catch up. The pool is also where the flat running is. So today, I don't know what you would call it. I would call it a triple brick or something like that. And how I do that, woke up, bike down, in the run shorts, change. I've got this awesome little lock here that I use, so that way I can lock my bike up. Do my workout, 13 miles. Now I hop on, I bike to the pool, do my threshold swim, get out. I've got my swim stuff in the bag, get back on the bike, and then do my 30-minute commute home, and then maybe some more biking. And things have adapted well here. I've been training a lot, training a lot. So I'll come in with another little update, but I'm definitely happy here now. This I felt very well. The sea is just over this, so it's very humid. I felt simulated the Nice course quite well. Alrighty, here we are. This is the pool I am swimming at. You might notice it is not 25 yards. So I've been here now for over 3 weeks. They have a short course meters pool inside, and I've only swam short course meters once in 3 weeks. So it's been all long course meters here at this beautiful pool, beautiful facility. And let's kind of continue our conversation. Let's just continue it briefly. And I appreciated everyone's feedback on my last video, you know, that Italy is not all of Europe. And as I've traveled some in Europe, obviously I'm not going to pretend to be the expert on Europe, since clearly I'm not European, but it is really cool because as an American, right, our country is so big, it's so vast. You can drive for 10 hours in one state, and here you drive around and you cross all these countries, and it's pretty cool. So I do realize that I way overgeneralized all of Europe there, but I want to say, like, I do think we can overall compare America to Europe. And I know Italy is not Europe. I know there's certainly differences between Germany and Austria and Europe and Spain and the food and the cultures, but let's just do a quick comparison. Okay, America, I would say more morning people. Things get done earlier, things open earlier. Here, the pool does not open till 10 a.m. Let's discuss food. Hands down, food, much better in Europe. Higher quality grocery stores, higher quality food. Restaurants, you also don't have to tip. That's nice. So I actually think it's, for the most part, cheaper to go out in Europe. But fast food, obviously the great American invention is fast food. So America takes the win there. Roads, riding overall, much smaller roads. You typically don't have bike lanes, but cars have to respect you here. And so even though there's less space, the cars have to respect you, and you feel you've got space here. You're not purposefully getting buzzed, it's just narrow roads. And you can also ride almost anywhere. So in my opinion, Europe gets to take on the roads. Laid back lifestyle, family. It's just a totally different vibe. Workplace, like I say workplace because the whole culture is, okay, do you want to take vacations or do you want to work, or how do you want to live your life? And it's just a different vibe here, and I've gotten kind of settled in and enjoying it. And so obviously there's a lot more pros and cons than just that. Now we jump in the pool, and then we're gonna have a little more of a continued conversation about being a professional triathlete, what that involves. 20 times 100 coming up, but I should just jump on that slide and play on that slide because that maybe looks a little more fun.
Sarah, what are you doing?
Well, here I am. I'm deep in thought. I'm looking at my training peaks here and having to make the right decisions. But let me tell you something. I hate making compromises. but that's actually not the right way to say it. Obviously, compromises are an essential part of life, an essential part of marriage, an essential part of everything. But what I hate doing actually is I hate not maximizing peak performance. I like to maximize every race I'm at. I want to set things up to the best of my abilities. And this is the philosophy. This is how coaches, how we like to think, right? But the reality is then sometimes as a pro, things go a different way. Things go a different direction because real world things kick in. And the thing is, it's my name, Sam Long, on the result list. It's my name, Sam Long, on the start line. And so I have to live with that. And so it's extreme ownership and accountability, right? Because that's one thing I like by coaching myself. Okay, when I coach myself, if I'm on that start line, if it goes well, me and still my team, obviously I still have a team around me. We all got to take credit, but I had coaches in the past, and it's like, if the race went bad, all fingers were pointed at me. Oh, you didn't execute, you didn't do this, you didn't do this right. But then when the race went great, they were like taking all the credit. Oh, it's because I coached him and it was this. And so I like to have that extreme ownership. But here's the thing, back to compromise, back to not maximizing peak performance, is we live in the most complicated era of being a professional triathlete. By far the most complicated era. It's not just 5 races. I mean, you can set your year up like that, and next year I might set my year up like that, because running around so much can be a little frustrating at times. And so, as we know, the big news, Las Vegas got canceled, right? I had my whole year lined up. I felt I'd planned the whole year. I had things really, training blocks aligned to maximize peak performance at the races that mattered. And then Las Vegas got canceled and I had to pivot, and I had to make decisions between 2 races, either Valencia or London. And at first I thought, okay, I'll do Valencia. I like to travel, it's a new city. And I thought, well, I'll be really fit for the Ironman World Champs. It's 6 days after. Still a risk, let's roll the dice 6 days after the World Champs. But now, as I've thought that through, I really don't like that. I feel should empty the tank. I feel having to go that deep 2 times in a row could potentially take something out of me for a long period to come, as well as, to be honest, the main reason is my wife, Laura. She's gonna be 35 weeks pregnant, and looking into it, you could have some complications with traveling. You have to get a doctor's note if they look big. And Laura's progressed much faster, it seems, this time, so I also just feel it's much better to get home. Much better to get home. And so that leaves me, well, I either can fly all the way to Australia, which isn't something wise because it's also right around the due date, and it's too far to make it home. So training's gone well since I lost my bike. Training's gone really good since I lost my bike. I had 3 weeks. I've done, this is the week right before London here. I did 32 hours, 27,000 yards swimming, 16 hours on the bike, and 71 miles running. Week before that, 29 hours. So I've been stacking up. It's 3 big weeks. It happens to be a recovery week. Now I'm fit and I'm ready. Well, I'm fit. We'll find out if I'm ready, but just because the taper isn't optimal or things aren't optimal, I'm gonna show up and I'm gonna give it my absolute best, because that's what you do, and you give it your best always. And so I'll be there at T100 London. Obviously, I've been thinking on my last clip, went out for a little jog, and I'm still quite excited for London. I'm going to be honest, overall, it's actually quite a good course. I think it's the best swim course. No, grazie. I think it's the best swim course on the circuit. Great fans. I think it's maybe the best run course on the circuit as well. Huge amount of fans coming out. The Brits, they're so encouraging of me, so I'm really looking forward to that. The bike course, of course, it's okay. I mean, it's rough, but we go out and we get the job done. And like, I love a challenge. I love a good challenge, and it's a good challenge finishing off my 3-week block. And then I'm excited to test some different things, and it's low consequence. I wasn't planning on going anyway, so it's like a fear of failure. But there should never really be a fear of failure. It's like, okay, if you fail, so what? So it's like, I'm trying something new, and I got to test a different taper of, okay, I've trained 3 hard, big weeks into it, my biggest weeks of the year. Then I'm going to rest Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. I'm going to do a little activation Thursday, rest a bit Friday, Saturday go, and see what happens. And I'm like, this is what I love about triathlon, is testing myself to be the best I can, and sometimes not given opportune situations, because I've been preparing for Worlds. For example, my race kit is still in the USA because it's the niche race kit, but I got to figure out how to get it. I got to get a TT helmet as that's getting painted for Ironman Worlds and all these things. But the logistics are fun. The sponsors come together. I got to test some new gear. We got the DT Swiss new lineup, ARC lineup. So we're gonna go out there and we're gonna give it my all. And I know the Brits are gonna be cheering for me like no one else. London is calling.